Let's just start with the NBA. The Philadelphia 76ers are just depressing. There's no other way to put this. They are just sad. And I have to say, I have a tendency to believe that most of this is because Joel Embiid oftentimes feels sad. Not sure if that's kind of his default emotion, but he certainly feels sad. We have a situation today where the 76ers end up trailing by 17 points in their game. And Nick Nurse decides we are just going to flat out bench Joel Embiid for the rest of this game against the Brooklyn Nets. And lo and behold, the Sixers come roaring back. They come all the way back to tied in the last seconds. And in the last seconds, Embiid is not on the floor. Now, is he injured? Is this because they were playing well without him? Nurse doesn't want to go and throw his superstar under the bus, but he keeps him out, and the Nets win on a tip-in. And so everyone's wondering, well, if you had Embiid in there, do you end up winning this game? And Tyrese Maxey is like, hey, he's been really good since I got here. Thanks. You have Paul George. We know he's not 100%. Okay. But does this not feel like just this kind of slog to the end of the season and this kind of blinking light on everything that could go wrong has gone wrong, and that it's just too depressing to even pay attention to in Philadelphia? These big expectations every single year with Embiid and the Sixers seem to flame out always prematurely. But this one's really bad because the season begins with the team saying Embiid's going to be limited in his play. And the season begins with Joel Embiid lashing out at critics. And the season begins with Embiid on the defensive. And now here we are in the last week of February, and they're blowing games against one of the worst teams in the East, and they're doing so with Embiid not even playing. This is just like, Embiid is like Eeyore. I mean, as you look through the NBA and wonder what are the saddest stories, I mean, this has to be one of them. Is it not? Because where do you go from here? You just keep building and building and building around Joel Embiid. I was just thinking today, when you get to this point of the season, one of two things happens. Either you've got hope or your season is done so early and it's the most depressing thing ever. And the Sixers are part of the latter. They can't even hope of a play-in game. They can't even hope of a playoff run. They can't even hope if we get everybody healthy together because the mentality is just so sad. Everything's so sad around them. And Joel Embiid has become the Eeyore of the NBA. Just one big womp womp. One big womp womp.